Hey guys, Annette here from Let's Get Growing, and today we're growing saffron. So you might be thinking, what are we doing on a budget gardening channel growing something like saffron? It's definitely by weight the most expensive spice in the world. I'll confess, I've never tried it. I have no idea what it tastes like. But you know, in true fashion, I was at my local gardening center looking at some of the bulbs that they had there, and I found these guys, 5 bulbs per bag for $5. So I thought, hey, let's give it a go. I have supplies here that I'm using from stuff that I already had lying around the house. So we have these little buckets, these containers. Make sure you have good drainage. Saffron needs drainage. So you see the rocks in there. And we have a mixture here of some gravel that we're going to mix in with just black soil. So let's get to it. So I have about 1/3 gravel and 2/3 of just black dirt that you want to mix it in really well. So I usually start with bigger pieces of gravel at the bottom of the pot, just so that the dirt and the soil and the smaller gravel doesn't fall through. And then we're just gonna load her up. So you want to leave about 2 inches from the top. We're going to place our corms here about 2 to 4 inches apart. And once we've placed them with the pointy parts facing up, we're going to cover them back up and give them a good water. So saffron needs at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight per day. It is best to plant it in late summer or early fall. So, you know, we're now in late September. It's the perfect time to be doing this. And they should flower within 6 to 8 weeks. Once they've flowered, what we're going to do is harvest the stigmas. So that's the female portion of the flower, and that's actually what the saffron is. Once you've planted your corms, make sure that when you're placing them, the round part is facing down. This is where the roots will be growing from. So you can see right there. So we want to point them facing up. And what's interesting too, because this is the most expensive spice by weight, it's also very widely trafficked. So a lot of saffron that you might buy online or from less reputable sources is actually fake saffron. So it could just be fibers that have been dyed to look like saffron. So this is also a way to make sure that you're getting the real thing. Just grow it yourself. It's so cheap. This whole thing cost me $10, and it's 10 bulbs is enough for a small family. So I have 2 small kids, my husband and myself, and it's plenty. It's just for a couple of dishes, and in a couple of years the corms will multiply. So these little bulbs called corms will multiply. So eventually you can stick it in your grass and your lawn if you're still planning on maintaining your lawn. In late fall, you're not going to be cutting your grass anyway. Might as well use it to grow some food. There we have our 5 bulbs. We're going to cover these up and give them a good water. Now it just so happened that I had these, pretty good looking purple pots left over from some spring annuals that I had planted earlier this year. But you don't need to go buy a pot. You can use whatever you have around the house. So, for some reason a lot of gardeners tend to have cats. Maybe it's a rule, maybe it's a thing, I don't know. I have 2 cats. I buy cat litter. I'm sure you probably have some of these kicking around. If you bought your cat litter, if you get it on Amazon, wherever you buy it from, keep these buckets. Do not get rid of them. Keep these containers. They're great for planting bulbs. Or even if you have some tender plants that you want to overwinter in your garage, do not get rid of these. All you need to do, poke a couple holes in the bottom, cut off the top. Again, put some gravel, put some soil, and there you go. These are great containers. So I got my water. When we're watering, make sure that you're watering it until the water runs out the bottom. You want to give it a good water just to get it going. And then probably about once every 2nd day, once every 3rd day, give it a nice good soak. Make sure that the soil is getting moist but not too wet. And then within 6 weeks, we should be harvesting some saffron bulbs. Stay tuned for my next video where I'll show you how to harvest your saffron.